again to this edition of Single and Parenting with Glory. Today I'm bringing you another story about a friend named Geoffrey. When I met him, he was a widower. His wife died, but they never had any child. So when his wife died, he was lost, completely lost without a sense of direction or what to do or where to go. Every day he would just lock himself in the house. He just built a wall around himself. He couldn't go forward. He couldn't even find a way forward without the loving guidance of his wife. So he kept on staying home day after day. He wasn't eating well. He couldn't take care of himself anymore. And his house, he couldn't really take care of the domestic affairs of the house. And his job was also suffering. He was missing out on deadlines. And he knew that if nothing is done, very soon he will also lose his job. And he was afraid of this, but didn't really know how to move forward. He was grieving, and every day he was just plunging into deep depression. Then one day, as he was sitting in the house, an empty house, nobody to talk to. As he was sitting in the house, he heard a sound in his neighbor's house. So he just went out to check around and found a puppy that was wounded, a stray puppy that was wounded. So something just stirred in him, and which was compassion. For a long time, he has not felt compassion for anybody because he felt the world was against him, everybody was against him. So, but there was a stirring of hope and compassion when he saw this stray dog. So he decided to pick this puppy. He brought the puppy home and started caring for this puppy, nursing the puppy back to life. And as he started doing this, he discovered that he was no more thinking more about himself or crying endlessly. Because now he had a sense of purpose. He was taking care of the dog. And because of this puppy, he now started leaving his house because he had to walk the dog to make the dog stronger. So he found himself getting up in the morning to go outside to take the dog walking, and as a result, he was getting some exercises. And every day, because he wants to go out, he doesn't want to go out tattered, he just wanted to look well groomed. So he would take his shower and look good before walking out. So as time goes on, he discovered that because of the dog, caring for the dog is helping him take care of himself. And he was now creating time for the dog, for himself, for his work. So as time goes on, he discovered that he was becoming happier. These days when he comes back home, and he's always looking forward to coming back home. As he comes back home, the dog will be there to welcome him with the wagging tail and smiles, and he was happier. So every day, he will look forward to coming home to meet with the dog. He will look forward to taking the dog out for walks, and his health improved. His outlook on life improved, and he was having good sleep. Now, he was well rested and he was ready for work every morning. So caring for the dog made things better for Geoffrey. And as a result, he did not lose his job. His health improved, and he started becoming more outgoing. He now went back reconciled with friends and families, and he started new relationships, and that improved his self-esteem. Learn from his life, which you can also learn. One strategy to overcoming self-pity through the story: Geoffrey adopted a pet. He decided to try a new adventure, something he has never done. He adopted a pet. Maybe you are there drowning in self-pity, but it's better you get up. You better wake up. If there's nobody, you don't have a child at home, you are just alone in the house, better adopt a pet. A dog, a cat, or anything. At least something just to make noise in the house, to make you feel you're not alone. If you're not a pet person, you can maybe decide to do gardening. You can decide to do gardening, at least something that will just make you care for something else instead of thinking more about yourself. Gardening, or you can or play an instrument or do something that you've never done before. That will help you stop thinking about yourself. Because the more you give out to the society, to people, the more you gain it back. So he adopted this dog, and through caring for the dog, he was caring for himself. If you care for your garden, if you care for your pet, you'll also be caring for yourself. And as a result, that heavy load of depression, of unhappiness will be lifted up from you. Or if you don't want to do that, you can decide to volunteer. There are so many organizations that you can volunteer with. You can volunteer in shelter homes. You can volunteer in long-term care homes and help our elderly ones, feeding them, doing one thing or the other. You can volunteer in like brain association, heart and stroke. There are so many places you can volunteer. The more you give yourself to others, the more you get happiness back, the more you get joy back to your life. So you can decide even to volunteer in the church. Maybe teach Sunday school class, or teach, teach children to sing, teach children to write. You can volunteer in after school day program. There are so many places you can volunteer. And as you volunteer, you discover that the more you give out to people, the more joy comes to you. You will no more be sad or depressed. Or if you don't want to volunteer, the third thing is you can decide to mentor. There is a program I know called Big Brother, Big Sister, that they attach young people to the older ones to mentor them. Maybe decide to be a big brother to somebody, be a big sister to somebody, teach them some skills, help them with their homework. As you do this, you will stop thinking about how miserable your life is because you are investing in another person's life. And when you see the joy that you give to them, when you see them happy, you also will become happy. So you can decide to mentor somebody. Maybe in your neighborhood, there is a child there without a father, without a mom. You can decide to be the mom or the older sister or the older brother. As you do this, as you give out to these ones, your life will be filled with joy and satisfaction. So that's the lesson I learned. You can volunteer anywhere, in your church, in your community, anywhere you can volunteer, and that will give you more joy in your life. And as you do this, you will break that stronghold of self-pity. You'll be able to live a more satisfying, fulfilled life. You'll be able to achieve your goals. And as you do this, you discover that more joy comes to you. And you, as Geoffrey said, he said, each morning I get up, I look at the sunrise. I know that, yes, there is hope for me. I know that I will make it. That the same resilience and determination that has seen me through my darkest days, that the same resilience and determination will see me through whatever challenges that is ahead of me. And that's the same thing I want to tell you. That the same resilience and determination that has seen you through other dark days in your life, that even this separation or divorce or death or breakup will not be an exception. That same resilience and determination will also see you through whatever challenges that lie ahead. So just do these principles, adhere to these principles. Adopt a pet or engage in one hobby or the other that gives you joy. Mentor somebody somewhere or volunteer in any organization. And as you give yourself out, that's how you gain more joy back to your life. Till I see you next time, be kind to yourself. Love yourself, forgive others who have hurt you. The more you give out of yourself, the more you get back to your life. Thank you.